Assata Shakur, very, very important. And the last thing I just want to say is that a lot of the people of the 92% have been posting RIP messages related to Assata. When just a few days ago, they were upset about people protesting Kamala Harris and her book tour. So I just feel like if you're one of those people, you probably need me to explain to you that that's not how that works. Okay. So Kamala Harris is a Zionist. Kamala Harris is a neoliberal. Kamala Harris is a cop. Assata Shakur would have never, ever, ever, ever in her black ass life voted for that woman or supported her, because Assata Shakur is an abolitionist, as am I, which is why I was never going to vote for a cop. Y'all say, oh, there's not a cop. What the fuck you think an attorney general is? You think of fucking, like, come on. She's a cop. And then she became the vice president of this imperialist nation. That's a pig. I was never gonna, never gonna vote for that. But because I'm actually like true to my values. I don't know about some of you. You can catch that how you want to catch it. I don't actually give a shit. Because that's what many of you are full of. And I'm not talking to the folks that's sitting in this audience right now because you are actually progressive, but there may actually be some of you sitting here who need to hear this. Okay? That woman deserves to be protested every single day for the rest of her life. This private citizen nonsense, shut up. Because you don't say the same thing about George Bush. When George Bush comes out and he's talking about painting things, you all want to bring up Katrina. Rightfully so. You should bring up Katrina, okay? You should never let him forget what he did to those people, okay? What he did to this community. People are still suffering all these years later. He deserves it. And she does too. I don't care about this book in which she's throwing everybody under the bus and not holding herself accountable. You can't post that she's a private citizen and it's reckless to protest her and it's meaningless to protest her, and then turn your ass around and talk about rest in peace, Assata Shakur. That is insulting and you disgust me. Go ahead and unfollow me. Go ahead and unsubscribe. I don't care. You're a hypocrite and a fraud, because those two things cannot coexist. Assata Shakur would be supporting those protesters. So Assata Shakur would probably be standing outside with a Palestinian flag waving it. And see, that's how I know y'all don't know even what your politics are. Because while all of you were talking about we're going to rest, we're not doing anything, people like Assata Shakur, that woman has not been able to rest because she was living in exile. And at any moment, especially with the administration we have, they could have sent people in there into her house and pulled her and kidnapped her in the middle of the night, put her on a goddamn plane or put her on a boat and brought her back. So every day she had to live in fear for her life, while you all, whose only activism was voting for Kamala Harris, will drink your Starbucks, right? And talk about we could have been at brunch by now if she was president. Yeah, you'd be at brunch and Israel would still be killing children every single day with bombs that she would sign off on. See, because y'all don't understand how politics work. You don't understand that the president of the United States is going to be a war criminal, inherently going to be a war criminal. And so for you to come and say, rest in peace to Assata, because she's so brilliant and she did all these wonderful things, that she was a freedom fighter, what the do you think she was fighting against? She was fighting against Kamala Harris. She was fighting against people like her. You cannot, those things cannot exist together. And I'm sorry if it's the first time today you had to think about that, but that's the truth. I will not sit idly by and allow you all to get away with that. Being radical is costly. Trust me. I know this. It has cost me a lot. But one thing I'm not going to do is back away from my values and my beliefs and my morals. And fundamentally, I believe in freedom from my people. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris does not. So if you were out here defending Kamala Harris, who you say is a private citizen, but then we're complaining about her not having Secret Service coverage, which I actually think is messed up. She should. She's always, and you're saying she's not a politician. That woman is always going to have been the vice president of the United States. Are y'all on crack? I don't know how anybody fixes their mouth to say that a person who was vice president of the United States is no longer a politician. I know how you say it. It's coming from a lot of people who were born in the 90s. So your education sucked, which is what I was just talking about. You don't know civics. You don't understand government. You don't understand how these things work. So you're just spitting off, just talking all of this stuff, and you have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I will not allow it. I will not allow you to play in my face. I will not allow you to play yourself. You got to pick a side. You're either picking Kamala or you're picking Assata. You can't have both.